Hello, how you doing? Paranormal Kent today, and what a beautiful place. Now, I haven't been here for a long time. I'm trying to think how long ago, but it was a long time ago. We're at Bidborough, the beautiful village, which is one of these places, unless you want to come here, then you'll go here. It's one of these sort of passing by villages that you might come across if you just pass through the countryside of Kent. And it's got this gorgeous 12th century church, which is where our paranormal incident took place. But the sheer beautiful landscape of all of this area of Bidborough is truly stunning. Not too far away is Tunbridge Wells, pretty much yonder distance, and behind us, over there somewhere, in yonder distance would be Tunbridge. We're at this 12th century church. And the views, I know you can't see them, but trust me when I say this, they're absolutely spectacular. Truly breathtaking views. And I love it. It's got to be one of my favourite churches. It really is. Like, it's one of these typical churches that we always talk about when we discuss Phoenix history, which is that it went through numerous phases. So really the earliest date of this would be the 12th century, which is the 1100s. But there's every possible reason that could have been placed on something even earlier than that. We don't know, but sometimes, sometimes you have to sort of assume. But what really is interesting more so with this is the fact that it sums up what churches were designed for. It's on the highest point of Bidborough, which means it can be seen from miles around. You can imagine when the bells were going, the sound echoing through the sort of distant valley, calling people into the congregation. Truly amazing. Just that typical reason why churches were not always, but in most cases should have always been on the highest point, so that they could be seen. How amazing. I'd always wondered, with a full congregation in there, what the music and the choral sort of sounds would be like, echoing through this beautiful landscape. Maybe that'll be something in the future. I'm not religious, I always say this, but that doesn't mean that you can't appreciate history and the wonderful thing of community. And the thing that really church is, if you take away the religious aspect of it, would bring people community, wouldn't it? People together. But I love it here, and I need to come back more, I think, because like I said, the last time I came here, I still had this beautiful smile on my face. Judge for yourself. I had this smile on my face. I was so excited. I was like, wow, it really took me away. So this is the second time I've been here. So, I really need to come back, I think, on a regular basis, just to get the views in, just to sit to reminisce. Because it's just one of those days, like even today, where I'm going to sit down, going to chill out, I'm going to go for a little walk, and then just I don't know, embrace the sounds of the birds and nature. But I'm digressing quite a lot here, because this is a Paranormal Kent video. We're talking about Paranormal Bidborough. Okay, so let's talk about it. In July of 1998, bear that in mind everybody, July 1998, because that's summertime, right? There was two people who were walking up the church. More than likely they were probably walking up this footpath here, though there is a secondary footpath which I will take you to, I promise. And as these two walkers were heading up towards this path, three hooded apparitions started to head down, and they were noted as floating down. So it wasn't just sort of described as, it wasn't just a sort of group of teenagers who were sort of just dressed up in hoodies or whatever. These three apparitions seemed to sort of glide down the hill slowly. And what was really interesting about them was that, from what they'd noted, was that their faces couldn't be seen. So these proper, almost like monk-like figures, but there was three of them. Now, if we do what we do with our paranormal side of history, and we talk about our historical nature and where that might tie in the historical records game, you've got to imagine that any high point on a hill would sometimes will more likely have some sort of connotation with religion. It might have a connotation with gathering as well. So it's quite possible that these hooded figures, although maybe monk-like, but not described as monk-like, which was interesting, coming down this very footpath. We assume it was this footpath. There is another one, like I said, and we'll take you to it. But as with, it has to be a paranormal story, doesn't it? So if that wasn't eerie enough, as soon as these two people backed off, came round waiting, expecting them to come down, they disappeared, didn't they? Of course they did. Just disappeared. How amazing. I don't know where they could have disappeared off to, because it's just all houses. I'm going to take you around and give you the significance of this, really, because this church, where it stands, is on a almost like a plateau. So in other words, if we're looking at it on this side, to our left and to our right, is just literally hills and valleys that you can see in the distance. We're going to walk around and I'm going to show you that other side, and then I'm also going to take you to the other footpath. But we assume that this encounter, July 1998, took place down there. Now, I said to you about that. I said to you July. Well, July for us is summertime. So again, under the assumption they would have had plenty of light to see these hooded figures, unless they walked around here really late at night. So bear that in mind on this ghost story as well. It doesn't seem to sound like it was a nighttime ghost. But yeah, here we are. I just wanted to put everything into context with this beautiful church. You can see we're quite high up, even around here, into this almost bowl-like shape. Oh, I love this church. Like I said, this is the second time I've been here, and the first time was just as pleasurable as this time now. But yeah, let's have a look. You can see modern adaptations of the church. Like we said before, it is a 12th century church, but it has had a lot of additions on it. As we walk down here, this is the only other access point to the church. But for me, the logical sense would be that the footpath on the other side might be the place they encountered it. And the reason for that is because it's a longer footpath. This footpath's quite short. There's also no escape points around here either. If it was a hoax or if it was fake, they would have had to have jumped over. But, you know, as we always say, we have to take these stories with a slight pinch of salt, don't we? But it's interesting. Really is interesting, the location of the church, what that represents, the people that are here, beautiful village folk of Kent. Because we do, there is something about, like I said, I've been pretty much all the whole of England. I can safely say that when I come back to my home county, obviously living here, is something very special about it. But the fact that these hooded figures walking down, encountering some sort of ghost-like apparition. Crazy, isn't it? But potentially all stemming from this church. There you go, make of it what you will. Thank you as always for watching. Any more words of Phoenix history, because history matters, really does. Probably more so on this one. And I'll sort my hair out, I promise. And I'll see you all very soon. Take care for now. Bye. Kapow.